Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do an air rally at the cable park. Let's go! The air rally is a basic air trick off the flats. Before attempting this trick, you should at least have somewhat of a board control. I would recommend to master different spins on the water, on features, on the kicker first before attempting the air rally. If you already have a certain level of board control, this trick will become a lot easier. So you should already be able to edge on your heels and on your toes to know if you're building up tension and not just speed. So the more board control you have, the easier this trick will get. The easiest position for your first rally is in front of the motor tower to the outside. After you are coming through the corner, first go a bit to the inside of the cable to slow down and then start edging to the outside. By doing this, you make sure that your board sits deeply in the water and that you are building up tension and not just speed. The cut. It is important to use a progressive cut to build up tension. If you would draw it, the cut looks a bit like an S. Take your time. Start off mellow and become more aggressive during your cut. While edging, have your body weight evenly distributed on both legs. It helps to pull up your toes to make sure to stay on the edge. Build up tension using your body weight to lean against the cable. Keep the handle close to your hip. Bend your elbows around 90 degrees. During your cut, it helps to look to the shore or side to maintain a strong edge. As soon as you have the feeling to have built up enough tension, after around 2 to 3 seconds, it's time to release. The release. To release your board off the water, imagine you are kicking a ball backwards with the heel of your front foot as hard as you can. While you are doing this, it is key to stay on your edge and to keep your body weight behind you with your arms locked into your hip. It is really important not to be too hectic and also not too slow, like to have the right feeling for it. This will take a few tries. The most important point of the air rally is the release. It is possible to land an air rally with a poor cut but with a strong release, but definitely not with a good cut but a poor release. Because if you release without maintaining the tension, you will immediately lose all the tension in the air. After releasing, you will get pulled straight upwards into the air. It is okay to let your arms go and get fully stretched out at the highest point in the air. Let your board go higher than your head. After you have reached the highest point, bring your board under your feet again by pulling the handle back to your front hip. Just manage the landing and smile. You just did your first air rally. Possible mistakes. Losing all your tension before releasing. If your arms get stretched out before the release, or if you let yourself come forward and not stay backwards, or if you flatten off the edge, you will lose all the tension you have built up immediately. It is really important to keep up the tension, stay back, keep the elbows bent 90 degrees before your release and during the release. Otherwise, you will lose all the tension. Keep this in mind. Not using a progressive edge or going too fast on the edge. If you go too quickly onto your edge, you will only create speed and no tension, because your board won't sit deeply enough in the water. So really use a progressive edge, first mellow and then more aggressive, to make sure your board sits into the water nice and deeply. Another common mistake is, after you have released, that you get pulled up in the air, but that you're performing a frontside 180 or equipped, like you release and then you open up your front shoulder. This usually happens when you're having too much weight on your back foot during the release. Then you won't get a nice straight pop, but you will get pulled up and then open up. Also, don't open up your front shoulder. Initiate the release and then keep looking straight up in the air, upwards to the carrier and not to the side, to maintain a good straight upwards pop. Key points: progressive cut on your heels. Build up tension using your body weight to lean against the cable. Keep your hands close to your hip, elbows around 90 degrees. Kick the heel of your front foot down and backwards into the water as hard as you can. Stay on the edge. Lean back and keep your arms locked in during the release. Do not lean forward. In the air, allow yourself to get fully stretched out. After you have reached the highest point, pull the handle back to your front hip to get the board back under your feet. Bend your knees to absorb the impact. And right away, enjoy the process. To get the feeling of the release for your first air trick, it definitely helps to practice it at the 2-tower cable park system. You can practice the release close to the corner, landing without tension and also with a lower speed. You can also practice it in the corner of a 2-tower system, so you get pulled out into the air more easily and you get the feeling. Of course, practicing air tricks in the corner of a 2-tower system is way different than doing it on a full-size cable. So I only recommend it to get started first and to get the feeling there, to get the feeling of the release and to get the feeling to get pulled into the air. After you have managed this, you can go to the full-size cable park and try it out there. I know it can be really frustrating sometimes to learn your first air rally, but don't give up. Enjoy the process. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I hope this video helps you to stick your first air rally. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.